a very capable vehicle, a Dodge Charger, huge vehicle.
A Dodge Charger.
Straight line power, and this person driving like
oh my God.
lunatic over 100 miles an hour right now. Sheriff's Department having trouble keeping up with this one. This is a very, very frightening pursuit, Mike.
And Des, right in that
Oh my God, a red Dodge Charger.
Somebody was out for an afternoon or an evening.
East San Gabriel Valley.
Now, as you mentioned, Desmond, this was just a failure to yield. West Covina police were told.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Traffic stop with this person, and this person took off from that traffic stop.
Oh my
and
goodness! Hold on.
We've been on the freeway a couple of times. We've been on the 10, the 57, and the 60.
Oh my goodness
CHP,
gracious!
Was not asked to take over. West Covina said they wanted to keep this. Sheriff's Department.
Let me load the chat. We have a red Dodge Charger doing 110 miles an hour. This has been the most ridiculous day of police chases. This is our first one going live. Okay.
Desmond, 95 miles an hour on surface streets.
It's our first one going live. There's been 3 today, all relatively short. All right. God, it woke me up. Woke me up. I rolled out of bed for this one. Watching the Knicks game, falling asleep. It is 4:36 in the morning right now here in Paris.
Directly behind this person, they're still driving like an absolute crazy person right now here along Diamond Bar Boulevard, paralleling.
No, it's not a Dodge Challenger. This is a Dodge Charger.
The bike lane right there. I mean, that could have been horribly tragic for anyone who is out on a bike ride. But you're going this fast.
I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell how fast he's going. These Dodge Chargers are so fast.
Trying to make a right turn. Anyone that might be in the bicycle lane there. So this is definitely a very frightening pursuit.
Yeah, and Des, we're joined now at the anchor desk, Susie Sugg, Chauncey Glover. Wild speeds here on surface streets, you guys.
Yeah, Mike.
Chauncey on the mic. We have our new LA anchor who loves police chases from Houston, Chauncey Glover. Desmond Shaw on the call. Mike Rogers at the desk. Chauncey at the studio.
What's wrong here? Do you have warrants? Why did he just suddenly take off? Here we go. As he approaches some cars here, but Mike, you were talking about how this all started.
What's up, everybody?
Right, and that's we always try to. The first thing we.
Oh my God, we're going through all of these intersections.
Why are they chasing them? What's the want here? And this one is just failure to yield. Not reported stolen as far as we know. As we're getting back on the freeway, this may get CHP's attention. They may want to take this over now.
You get on the freeway, it's a little bit safer in terms of a chase, but.
What is this? That's the northbound 57.
This is going to be the eastbound 60, so right away from the split here, this will take us towards Pomona and the Inland Empire.
Yeah, we're going away from Downey now. Oh man, and it is big time traffic, and we are in no mood to wait for traffic.
No hesitation at all.
Just a failure to yield, but this person took off and is doing 100 plus miles an hour on side streets.
Everyone is going the same direction. I got to tell you, with this vehicle, even though it has a lot of
what's up, everyone? Good morning. I'm up for the rest of the day. Thankfully, those early NBA games let me finally get some sleep after 2 days.
So you have a lot of raw power with this vehicle.
Chief of Staff, what's up? Welcome back. Thank you.
Vehicle, very easy to lose control. So still extremely nerve-wracking here as we approach 100 miles an hour here again.
Look at these speeds. That's 120 miles an hour in traffic, people. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is the 4th chase in the last 24 hours. The first 3 have lasted no more than like 5-7 minutes, but they've all, 2 of the 3 ended in like, I don't even know what the proper term is. Like, I don't want to say tragic because everyone ended up being okay, but graphic, violent fashion. I guess I can always show you guys, but I prefer not to if you haven't seen them. There's also dogs involved, people getting hit. I don't know what's in the water today, but every hour on the hour, there's been a police chase here in the mecca of police chases. Los Angeles, Downey, California. We are east of Downey right now, headed away on the 60 eastbound. It says 60 westbound up there, but this is 60 eastbound, and we're headed towards the Inland Empire. No, I'm not going to show the earlier chase what happened at the end until I give an opportunity for people to leave. Oh my God, look at the swerving, look at the technique, look at the torque on those tires, 115 around these HOV lanes. Yeah, we're definitely in Ontario now.
this high-speed crash here.
We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk about the other chases after this one is over. Also, those of you, I've communicated to most of you, but some of you should have seen an update on your Pursuit Tree sweaters that we had those problem orders with. It sounds like that there's been progress and they're being shipped to some people, so I'll catch up with you guys after the stream on that one too. I'm trying to keep my eye on the Knicks, who are getting annihilated right now by 17.
You wanted them for was a traffic violation. I don't know that we would still be in this position, so I'm curious as to what. Obviously, the police officers know more than what we know.
Eliana's been busy today, people. Eliana's a little shook because of the chase from earlier, and she didn't zoom out in time. That's not the HOV. That's the shoulder, by the way, that he's on. Look at all of that dust and debris being thrown up in the air at 120 miles an hour. That hits the windshield of these other cars and turns into just a shitstorm.
Something else going on here, and at these high rates of speed,
no, I've gotten about 4 hours of sleep the last 3 days, so I'm just like trying to catch hour naps whenever I can. Chases are on, NBA is on, was at the game tonight, had parties last night. It just never stops.
We are watching this police pursuit happening right now. West Covina Police Department in pursuit.
Yeah, knock on wood, but the Wi-Fi is holding up right now.
As far as we know, lots of speed, lots of power on this car.
I'm using 2700 kVS.
In the city of Diamond Bar along Diamond Bar Boulevard at high rates of speed, 90 plus miles per hour.
And in addition to all that, I've been filming the first 3 days I got here. Filming around Paris, doing the interviews with Kim and Mikkel, just nonstop. Thankfully, I fly back tomorrow.
It's difficult for officers to keep up with this person, along with the fact that it's going to put.
What time is it? It's 4:42 in the morning where I am.
Yeah, and I am listening to the radio. There are units behind him that have eyes on him, but they are not right up on him.
Well, I was an NBA socialite. I will admit to being an NBA socialite. Yeah, I'll only go to the parties that are worth it nowadays. I've just been doing this for too long now. A female driver.
There, and I mean a lot of close calls here as this driver is weaving in and out of traffic and going.
Listen, if Adam Silver's at the party, I'll go. That's why I was.
It's really insane, and
that's why I was at the last one.
Times now on the right-hand shoulder with a bunch of debris getting kicked up. Like that, which really just amplifies the danger. You know, there's a lot of junk on the right-hand shoulder. We've all seen it when we're out there driving. That's where CHP will push
Night Sun.
to sweep
Night Sun is blasting this vehicle right now.
Right-hand shoulder, you're talking about 120 miles an hour.
You're going this speed on those really low profile tires as well. Nails, rocks.
So it's just really insane. All of those
yeah, you can blow out a tire so fast. But these Dodge Chargers are built for police chases here as we continue to swerve all around the very busy 60 not westbound, 60 eastbound.
Here just from the helicopter overhead. We'll see what we're doing now as we're making our way into San Bernardino County, if we're going to have their sheriff's deputies come in and get involved in this, or, the CHP's Inland Empire Division as well. So, Mike said that they have units hanging back there, but it's going to be hard to keep eyes on this person just because they are so crazy. But you can see they do still have the spotlight overhead. And actually kind of slowing down a little bit here. Hopefully this guy didn't have a whole tank of gas. Driving 120 miles an hour, this big V8 like that.
Yeah, the one thing about the Dodge Charger is it is not fuel efficient. That gigantic V8 Hemi under that hood, there's a reason why he picks up to 100 miles an hour practically immediately.
Woman in the driver's seat here. So it's unclear. Did the officers were they able to make it to?
Getting off. Okay, we're headed to side streets here.
Does this person take off before that interaction?
Yeah, the interview of the person that got hit earlier, she says she's fine, and she'll probably get paid a lot of money. So that's the only reason why we can begin to laugh about it, because it was really scary and it shook Eliana big time.
Yeah, slowing way down and off the freeway, and that kind of makes me wonder. Maybe we are running out of gas. Let's hope so. Anyway, for the benefit of everyone here. Yeah.
Oh, God. Ejecto Seato. Oh, my God. Ejecto Seato. It's a clown car. It's a clown car. Oh, my God. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there more?
And they left the vehicle in drive. We're going to follow the driver. That's the one that they want the most. They got the spotlight.
Is there Denny's?
Right here running into a Chevron station, but everybody's scattered.
Oh, my God. We just had a clown car, Ejecto Seato.
And all four of them. Let's see if they can at least get the driver.
There's multiple of them. Look how dumb these people. They're zigzagging across each other. Pick a better route, bro.
let's see if they're gonna.
There's the vehicle.
Hopefully, they're not gonna try to take someone else's car. But
wait, how did the vehicle make a right-hand turn?
And hopefully, we get some units.
How did a vehicle perfectly make a right-hand turn and park? That's the driver. Don't. Yeah, of course. Oh, he's about to get wrecked. Oh, I thought that was a cop.
Yeah, running together now. Let's see how much energy they have. They're going to have to hop a wall to try to get over this.
Pursuit trees in the way.
And into a neighborhood, maybe into some folks' yard here. Off of
That's that person running at the bottom is the passenger.
Looks like Desmond, that car just rolled to a stop there. Thankfully, not running into anything or hitting anyone.
Yeah, they left it in drive. You know, it's. But, you know, really low speeds at least. So
a conspiracy theory. How did that car make the right-hand turn and park by itself?
We heard the sheriffs saying that, you know, that
how does it pull right here? It's in drive going straight.
Where we've got some trees, we've got some awnings. Looks like we have some covered patios. There's one of them right there. Not sure if that's the suspect, the driver or the other one. But just ran back here right by that.
Yeah, maybe there was a fifth clown in the clown car.
But a total of 4. They have the
dude, Dodge. How crazy are Dodge Chargers? They park themselves. Look at this. This guy's just like, we're in tracking mode. We're just running around.
Is over as far as the maniacal driving. At least we have that.
And Mike, I don't know if you noticed this, but it seemed like
who dropped 25 subs? I have a guess.
Yeah, I think there was one person. I'm going to play back Desmond's video. Really
DJ, oh my God. It was DJ Ryerson. Of course it was. This dude dropped 25 subs in the community chat for all of you people who don't have one. You know how many subs this dude has given out? He's up to 180. I told you, I like feel bad.
You got somebody else there, Des?
I want every single person that just got a sub from DJ Ryerson to just spam W's in the chat. I will stop broadcasting this chase.
Kind of in the same area where the sheriff's spotlight is focusing on this one home. So, you know, unclear if anyone's home or not. I don't see
DJ, you are the new king of the chat, Chief of Staff, MS, and TXT. You three are carrying our entire community, and I know that the members that don't have to sit through the ads appreciate you more than anyone. So you are, I'm just the person on the camera. You have become the kings of this community and chat, and deservingly so. So thank you from myself as well as all the people that continue to reap the benefits of your generosity.
Because of the fact that this person was going at such high rates of speed, you know, they're not going to be able to get there as fast as they want to. So they're certainly relying on that night sun and the
night sun drink
department helicopter overhead to guide them in. And hopefully their communications, and that's what they're doing right now. Their communications are going on right now in, you know, interagencies, I'm sure right now, with the West Covina Police Department as well as the Sheriff's Department. And the CHP also was on the freeway for a minute. I don't know if they're going to be joining in on this, but certainly whenever the ground units arrive, they will set up a perimeter around this area. We know that we're searching for 4 people from this car after this pursuit, after they left the car and drive. And
I certainly appreciate it too. Getting up at 4:40 in the morning to do a police chase.
In what Chauncey was pointing out was,
I just gotta turn my phone off one of these days. There's no reason for me to be awake, but this was a decent chase.
More dangerous because you have people possibly inside of these homes. We don't know
what's going on.
Yeah, and we don't know how desperate these suspects
The French burritos were decent. They just weren't wrapped tight. It's my first burrito that busted on the drop test.
You know, couldn't have guessed this, but 4 people.
We don't know if they're inside that house just yet, but we'll get some replays for those of you just joining us. We are not Code 4. We're not even close to finding these people yet. So grab a drink, kick your feet up, grab some popcorn. It's going to be a minute.
And now they may be separated, which is another issue.
Did he just run?
Units coming.
Was that, or was that a shadow?
They're not here yet, and you've got, you know, we're in the city of Ontario. There I see some flashing lights now. So you got some people coming down the street, but I mean, these guys.
I think the night sun. I don't know if that was a shadow or if that was an actual person. He may have escaped the night sun. Now we're getting units rolling up on him with their own little miniature night sun out of the passenger side. Yeah, I think he ran north away from the night sun.
Kind of took off through the houses back towards the freeway there.
Okay, you hear Mike? Mike saw it too. So he's up there somewhere. Mike saw it.
The public safety is number one. The fact that there are neighbors around, these individuals.
Did I
could
say
be
something
all
nice about
originally
Royce
that year.
O'Neal?
You know,
Did I
what was
get
the
to
other
meet
offense that they were
Mbappe?
running
No,
for?
but I was on a boat with Tony Parker this
Aside
morning
from
at
a
10 a.m.
traffic violation, 4 people running from
So
that.
it's been every.
You gotta, you know,
There's
run
been
your
I've been
analysis
doing
on that.
something like every damn
Right
hour,
now, the search continues
everything
for
but
4
sleeping.
suspects after a pursuit. I believe this is the city of Ontario, Mike. Am I right?
Yeah, we're just south of the 60 freeway, so we're kind of
Tony's cool
bordering,
dude.
you know, Chino, Ontario.
He's
area.
retired now,
I don't
so
know,
he's
that's
just
a
like
local
doesn't
unit
give a
right
fuck.
there. We can't tell which agency, but on the left, that's a CHP patrol car. So they're finally starting to get into the area, but you know, you're talking the light that you're looking at right here is from an LA.
Well, let's close out this chase, and we'll talk about if you guys want to see a replay. Oh, we're running.
They're going to see.
Look at that.
Detain this person, and he has nothing to do with it. I think that's a neighbor that's been here the whole time, or maybe they're just pointing him in the right direction.
I thought for a second she was gonna
He
like
was actually
spear
trying to
that.
get his attention with the flashlight and pointing him
Okay,
over,
you guys were
to
right
this area.
that
And we heard
he escaped the
air
night sun
traffic up
to
here
the
saying
north
that they
of the
believe that one is,
to the top of the
inside a
screen.
shed, and that
So
the
someone
other,
is
they said
telling the
underneath
cops where they're
patio
hiding,
awning
at
there.
least the
So,
driver. Let's keep in mind
between
there's
these
3
houses
other
is where the two
suspects out there
believe to
somewhere.
be. We'll see if they are still
That was
in
it.
that area, but
Honestly, a
one of
genius
the,
move for the
highway patrol
passengers
officers
to foot
looks
bail,
like coming to
because if you're not being
investigate
chased by the
this backyard.
police
So we'll
and you
move
scatter
around and see what
properly
we can
like
see.
roaches under a
Unfortunately, pretty
spotlight,
dark, and
they don't have
a lot
enough
to
resources
hide
to
underneath
find
here
you.
with these
You can have a
awnings
head
and the
start of like
trees,
20 minutes,
on top of the
especially if you're not the
darkness. They're wearing
driver.
dark clothing. So pretty tough. And like you said, Mike, they did get a pretty big head start here from those ground units.
And do you know if that CHP ship, the CHP ship usually does, but if the sheriff's ship, either one of them have FLIR, they can detect some heat signatures?
We haven't heard them talking about it yet. If they have it on the FLIR, they are talking back and forth. I know they will usually say that. You would think that, you know, with these cold temperatures that we're having and probably the body heat generated from running the way those suspects were, that they would be able to get a pretty good detection with that system. So we know that at least one of those two, if it's working, that they should have that. So we'll see if they're able to. They did just reiterate, though, that they do not have anyone in custody at this point.
Manhunting in the darkness is a little more difficult than the sunlight, isn't it?
They jumped out of the car, ran through that parking lot, jumped over that fence, and then
They're all
into this
hiding, yeah.
neighborhood. It
The other
doesn't
3
look close.
might
It
just
looks
have
like, they had to
called an
get a
Uber at
pretty
this point.
Good trek there to get to this neighborhood.
Yeah, well, let's see here as we widen out. It looks like, yeah, they came off the freeway and
They were
were
doing
able
such
to make
ridiculous
the turn
speeds.
right here. Actually, frankly, kind of looks
And
like
at those
suspects
speeds,
may have
the
taken
CHP, even the CHP can't pursue. They're putting innocent people's lives in danger. They're just trying to stay attached,
They probably could have just,
right?
you know, walked across the cul-de-sac and saved some energy. But unless they manage to evade the spotlight, which is certainly possible, they should be holed up here. One of them in one of these last 3 houses here along Geyer Court.
Yeah,
Maybe a good time to remind
Kyrie
viewers,
is
too, that
wrecking
if you are a resident
Brunson
of
on
this
these
area, if
switches.
you live in this area, maybe a good time to lock your doors and lock your windows. Obviously, lots of police activity happening outside, and we don't know where. You know, many of these people are actually. There's 4, and
Yeah, I mean,
one
the
is
problem with
situation
sending
right now.
a fur missile
Running different
is you don't have
directions.
anything
It's on here
on
right now.
this
The search
driver,
continues.
so
Some
you
ground
could
units
send a
just
fur
got in
missile on
there
an
to
innocent
start
person
the
without
perimeter and
confirmation
begin
that
their
it's
search. And what they're
them.
gonna do
So
is they're
you
gonna
won't
set
see
up
a fur
perimeter
missile here.
and kind of comb through each area of that perimeter to see where those suspects might have gone to. Maybe talking to some neighbors. You know, have you seen anything?
How are the
Have
Knicks
you seen
sticking
anyone
around?
running by or
Down
knocking on your
5.
door or anything
How?
like that? So just a good time to remind our viewers, if you are
18-4
living in
run
this
here.
area, just to stay inside your home, and if you do or hear anything or see anything, to
That's a
contact
charge.
the authorities by phone and not go outside.
Yeah, because right now it's and you hinted to this, Susie. It's
That's a
unknown
charge.
as to what these suspects may or may not do. They may or may not be armed. But what we do know is this started in the West Covina area with just a failure to yield. Police try to pull them over during this traffic stop. They take off. We know they were driving recklessly, 95 miles per hour, even on service streets, all the way to getting here to this neighborhood right here and letting the car just roll off, and 4 of those suspects getting out and jumping out of the car over the fence and now into this neighborhood as police are combing through this neighborhood on the scene, trying to find these guys. Mike?
Just taking a phone call there, but yeah, they're you know, luckily nobody was injured in that, you know, when they were on the freeway driving those insanely high speeds. And Chauncey, we're still trying to figure out, you know, why did West Covina stop them? What was that originally for that made them run this hard? You know, it could have been we talk about traffic stops, but it could have been a traffic stop because they were in a known high crime area.
Sure,
it could have been, there's all sorts of reasons for traffic stops that could be predicators to something else.
And why did West Covina stay with it?
Right. Why did they want it so bad? Why did they not give it up to CHP? Which, to be honest, I don't want to Monday morning quarterback this, but if they had given it to CHP, CHP generally doesn't do the tracking mode. So we maybe had been in a situation where they would have been a little bit closer.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Been a little bit more in place because also what happens
CHP has better experience on the freeways, though. They could have stayed closer and prevented a clown car foot bail when they got off. But yeah, that's Mike. I like that Mike premised that with just playing devil's advocate. DiVincenzo! DiVincenzo!
Anyway, unless they know something about the passengers.
Desmond, have you seen any more ground units arriving there?
I have not, but Susie, speaking of ground units, we just learned, part of the reason why it may have taken ground units so long to move in is there were some communication issues between the sheriff's deputies.
This game deserves the meme.
It sounds like it wasn't until
It's been a while since
CHP
we've had a
was
roller
just
coaster
here that
Knicks game.
Sheriffs were able to relay things to CHP, to their helicopter, and then from the CHP helicopter down to the ground unit. So it was kind of a game of telephone that they were having.
I haven't dropped the meme in a while.
The sheriff's helicopter is actually
I have to scroll so far back for it.
Ontario PD that's going to come in and lend a hand. So they still are going to have 2 helicopters here, but it's now been a pretty long time since they've tried to find these suspects. It looks like they're hesitating going into the backyard on this one. They may be trying to get a heat signature with their FLIR. That's what they call their infrared system. But you see, they have not made entry into any of the backyards yet at this point.
So really quick, I just wanted to, Desmond, you were mentioning the communications issue. So that's what the issue is when we go between county to county. You also have the entire Inland Empire, with the exception of CHP, their radios are encrypted. So when you have outside agencies coming in, the sheriff's deputies, they can't talk to those ground units from that other county because those other counties' radios are encrypted and they don't have that set up.
And that's why, oftentimes we'll see the CHP, they won't want to join other agencies. They want it on their own.
And
they
that's
want
why,
it as one package.
And that's why, as Desmond was, exactly, and that's why Desmond was mentioning when the CHP helicopter got in, since that CHP helicopter is based out of Orange County, but also does stuff in San Bernardino County. They have those radio channels set up. They have the special radios. So, but then, as Desmond mentioned, it becomes a really ridiculous game of telephone where the ground units are talking to the sheriff's helicopter, who then has to tell the CHP helicopter, who then has to tell Ontario PD units. It's like
Miss that.
How
do you not get that rebound? How do you shoot that basketball, Tim? What the fuck is happening? I'm sorry, guys. Hold on.
Here into the backyard, so we'll make our way back there as well. We just heard there's a lot of chatter here between the now 3 helicopters that are here at the moment, and so they believe they said one's in a tool shed, one they believe in a carport, and then
they have eyes on the passengers.
Ran east into a motel.
Fucking
so
A.
If they're going to try to get all 4 people, this is going to turn into a real big operation, having to lock down a pretty.
Well, you give up nine offensive rebounds. That's due to happen.
Suspects still in this area may have been from the heat signature, like I said, from their infrared system. So we'll see. It was looking like they were getting ready to make entry into this backyard. But
okay, back to the chase. I don't know how they have eyes on
if you're just joining us here,
the other suspects instead of hiding in like a tool shed or something. How do they know that?
We've been watching this pursuit for the good part of about 30 minutes now. 4 people inside this car on the right side of your screen. This is when the West Covina Police Department was in chase, and they still are.
Mitchell Robinson would have gotten that rebound.
Now after this chase, they pulled over in Ontario, and they just stopped right there and let the car go in drive. And 4 people, as we counted, came out of that car running and scattered.
Oh, Vice button, nice. I like that.
Hiding inside this neighborhood.
A lot of Ring cameras. People seeing run by and hiding in like their sheds and stuff might be setting off alarms and alerts. That's a good observation.
One maybe traveling a little bit more east to a motel. So there's also one more person that obviously police are searching for tonight.
I see you. 10 months and counting.
In the air.
We out here.
The CHP, the Ontario Police
5 a.m. Clock just hit 5 a.m. here in Paris. Got a crazy Knicks game. Got a crazy police chase going on.
Mike, we were talking about this right before they just suddenly stopped. If they had enough gas, if they were going to run out of gas, and it, begs the question because they just allowed the car to just stop right there and just continue rolling while they jumped out.
It was a Dodge Charger.
The speeds that they were going, they were going to chew through a lot of gas.
People are always like, why do you keep saying it's a Dodge Charger? They don't get that it's always a Dodge Charger. Is it not a Dodge Charger? Look at that. It's a Dodge Charger.
There's, I'm sure, a possibility that they ran out of gas, but
it's a bit. He's joking. It's a Dodge Charger. We know cars. Think I'm lying? It's been the last 3 chases. It's looked exactly like that, a Dodge Charger. Even one was a U-Haul Dodge Charger.
On CBS News Los Angeles. Good evening, everyone. Alongside Chauncey Glover, Mike Rogers at the desk, Desmond Shaw and Sky Cow.
These people that like to come in here and argue with us, do they not realize they're never going to win?
After a pursuit that reached
They're just begging for it to not be a Dodge Charger.
The driver then
Can't let them win.
Right off the freeway, letting it go and drive, and now the search has been going on in this neighborhood in Ontario since. Mike Rogers at the desk with this update.
Yeah, I'm getting just some. They're talking about it right now. The owner of that Charger has contacted West Covina police. They were carjacked.
Gotcha.
So
that's why it's failure to yield, because there's always a reason. So they were failing to yield because they were driving fast away to try and steal this thing. So stolen vehicle, GTA, at gunpoint, and I think it occurred in the San Gabriel Valley west of Pomona. Would be my guess, because that's where the chase was picked up.
Colored clothes and then jumping out, and obviously trying to do whatever they can to get away from police. But before we leave this, that right now, police still on the ground searching for those 2 suspects who may be holed up in a shed, and that 3rd suspect possibly moving in the east part of that
There's
area.
a lot of Grand Theft Auto.
Desmond Shaw, Alvin Sky Cal, he's going to continue to watch this for us, as well as Mike Rogers monitoring this scene, and we'll bring you the very latest.
Yeah, I'm not.
Our other top story here today.
Oh no!
The latest blast of winter. This is the pictures here.
High wind sent a tree into a pickup truck in Long.
Now what? Who else has this chase? Let's find out. Eliana? No, Eliana. ABC 7. ABC 7 does not have it. KTLA. Okay, I can't even lie. This content is not available in your country. Okay, thanks. Let me see. Let me see. How about Fox 11? Well, KTLA doesn't have it anyway. Oh. Fox has a story up. Let's see if they have a stream. Nope. They killed it. They're gone too. Okay, guys. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a resolution to this chase while I'm still online. They'll probably come back to it at some point. But they're in normal news right now. So, what do we need to do? You want the chase from earlier? Well, there's 2. I'm going to give people an opportunity to leave the stream before we watch those, because they are indeed graphic, and I am in no mood to show you something that isn't either live with viewer discretion advised. I do know what's coming, and it could make some people upset. So if you do not want to see the 2 chases from earlier today, now would be a good time to say goodbye. No, Fox 11's still up. They killed it on the website. They killed the stream on the website. Oh, you're right. It is live. Yeah, it's still... Okay, here we go.
Like, oh my God, we got to do something. They came over here with their brooms and broke the window.
But there's no commentary. It's just this. Okay, well, this is live, so I'll just keep this up, but we don't know what's going on. I've got the volume up. It's just a standard stream with no audio. I can't relay any new information to you. We just have to kind of, unless we see someone being put into the back of a police car, even then we don't know who it is, if it's the driver, if it's the passenger. My gut tells me they'll find them at some point. They're going to create a massive perimeter here. We're talking about GTA, so they're not letting these people go. And it's just going to take a while. They're probably hiding. But they do have some choppers with infrared. They could pick up heat signatures and stuff. Nope. Now it's dead. Now we have 0 streams. Okay. Was that a French YouTube ad? I can't tell because I have ad blocker on. But the ad blocker, it's designed to just speed right through, as opposed to blocking them. It's a new way to get through the ads, so it just goes to the very end. So the ads take 0.0001 seconds, and you just have to hit the skip button, no matter how many they are. People are asking for the name of the ad blocker. Let's see. It's called Ad Speed Up. So this was first ad block. YouTube found a way to prevent ad block from blocking the ads, and then you had to, every time you had to like click it off, and it made it a complete hassle. But now someone created Ad Speed Up. So now the ads take a fraction of a second, and you're not technically blocking them. So it's a war between the ad blockers and YouTube going on right now. And right now the blockers are winning. Oh, Skip. Who's good boy? Skip. People in the chat are saying uBlock Origin. I haven't personally used that, so I can't recommend it, but chat's saying that there's an extension. These extensions could be risky too. I mean, you don't want to be messing up the security of your computer, but I've had it for a while and it works. We're not talking NBA right now. I'll talk about the Knicks game in a little bit. uBlock is legit. Okay, so let's do this. Update regarding... I've been dealing with people on an individual case-by-case basis, but a couple of them have let me know that they received a status update. That the product, the reason that the Pursuit Tree sweaters, those orders were messed up is because we sold out of the brand that we were using, and the orders just got held up in the middle of the Shopify processing system. So we switched the brand of the clothing, and we were able to swap it out. So I think those people are going to see their items. If you are one of them and watching this, and you haven't sent me your case, I'm more than happy to look into it. You just need to DM me your order number, and I'll be happy to. You're most likely included in the bucket of people that processed an order when we were sold out. So not your fault, but we are getting it resolved in the process. So, and you feel free, by the way, top left corner merch, birdsintheair.com. All merch is good to go now, but it was just a week's worth of orders in the beginning of December that were affected. Okay. Yeah, Garrison, did you receive any sort of update, like a automated email from Shopify? Because some people did. I got DMs that I didn't even know that the email was sent, but the progression, they got some like, it's happening. No, I appreciate you guys. Yep, merchandise is fully stocked, good to go. Okay, with all of that said, I guess we can watch the chase from earlier. Garrison says, I haven't received anything on the Shopify app, but I'll check my email. Okay. I don't want to make any promises in regards to when it's going to arrive, but I know some customers have been notified. Everyone's different, so it's not just going to be a blanket. Everyone gets it at the same time. Okay, this is another warning, by the way. Now is your time. If you do not want to see a violent ending, graphic content, ending to a police chase, now would be the time to leave. Okay, there we go. This chase from earlier today.
Are here in Carson. I'm gonna keep it wide. That was a crazy turn of events here on.
You could tell that Eliana gets shook by this one. So.
This guy's carjacked more than one vehicle, Carolyn. This is the second one that we have heard of so far. We're in the Torrance area. This car is a Prius. The one he carjacked before this was a Tesla. He just took this Prius from the Delamo Mall. He took the white Tesla before this car from the Walmart in Carson off of 190th and Knox. But before that, he was in another vehicle. I didn't get the description on that car, and it's unclear how he got a hold of that car. But it was originally the Sheriff's Department out of Carson that was in pursuit of that original vehicle.
Look at these speeds. Look at the speed, man. Look how freaking fast they were going on these side streets. And the police officer is right behind him at these speeds, wrong side of the road. We just split two trucks at 90 miles an hour, wrong side of the road.
Wrong side of the road here at high speeds. Just a dangerous situation overall.
Wrong side of the road.
Cruiser behind that Prius not too long ago. Obviously, things have changed, going the wrong side of the road here. Where is that cruiser now?
Let me widen out for you real quick. He's right on his tail. Here we go.
Boom. In the middle of traffic, tried to pit him. We mount the curb. We run over a telephone pole or a light pole.
This is Vermont at Sepulveda. Driver door is open. Oh my gosh. No. Oh, sorry.
Launched.
Okay. I'm going to widen out. We are here in Carson. I'm
Told
gonna
you.
keep it wide. That was a crazy turn of events here on Vermont and Sepulveda. To just highlight what happened, the police department was in pursuit of that suspect. He's still running. I'm gonna push in on him now because he's on foot running towards the Carl's Jr. The officer hit the rear end of the Prius. The Prius spun out and then hit a pedestrian. I'm so sorry for showing you what happened here. It was a crazy turn of events. events. The driver is now running into the Carl's
Looked like he was
Jr.
about to
where
drive into the
officers
Carl's
are still
Jr.
in
there.
pursuit, and they're going to try to take him into custody.
Wow, that was just I had never seen an officer kind of tap on the rear end like that to start it, and then.
Okay, I warned you, but that person ended up being okay, believe it or not, and gave an interview about it, and is probably going to get big time payment. So I guess that's a happy ending to what was a very, very frightening end to a very, very short chase. Okay, give me a second here. We'll move on to the next one.
Of the truck here that he may be wrestling with, but very erratic, all over the roadway here through the city of Pomona here. Still northbound. Looks like we're on Mission Boulevard at this point. Driving about 70 miles an hour, blowing through red lights here. And still have one unit.
Yeah, there's been 4 chases in the last 24 hours.
Busy intersection, just blowing through that intersection, swerving around that box truck. And again, this is a pursuit that's been ongoing for at least the last 20 minutes or so. We first originally heard it on the 10 freeway where he just crashed into an SUV here.
Just crash it, just makes a right-hand turn and just drives into that person for no reason.
Keeps going here. CHP still in trail.
Right? What the hell? You could tell because he was hitting the brakes hard and then fishtails a little bit right into him.
With Brea Canyon Road or it looks like he's approaching a dead end here, so we'll see what happens. And he's going to go through the fence. He's going to up on the curb. He's going to cut around here.
No spoilers in the chat, people. Some people are watching this for the first time.
Again, on the move. And we'll try and see if we can get that street here for you. Looks like Brea Canyon Road, which is parallel with Mission Boulevard here. Let's see if he makes it back out to the boulevard. No, he's going to continue through. And it looks like there's a door. Ooh. Well, needless to say, it would appear that he did throw a dog from the vehicle.
Throws a dog from the front seat. Also good news. The dog is okay.
He's going to be okay, but earlier we did see him wrestling around.
Okay, hold on. I'll prove it.
Within the cab of that truck, it did appear to be some sort of animal, and we're hearing now that it is indeed a dog.
Throws a dog from the car,
fell out or was thrown
but
out
don't
of
feel
this
terrible
truck.
yet. I told you this
You
is.
see a little bit of front end damage there where he collided with that white SUV. Now continuing through a residential area with at least one unit directly behind the pickup truck and the air unit still above. We'll try and get a view out the window and see if there's any other CHP units.
This is the dog from today, which ended in Pomona. Dog is being cared for by amazing vets, and we're told is doing okay. The dog did not die.
And another that's also in trail. I'm not entirely sure which
Someone said using a dog as a banana peel is wild. Is that an option in the Mario Kart?
And he's slowing down a little bit here through the residential area. Looks like, let's see if he will exit the car. Looks like he's opening the door. Maybe not.
Getting all sorts of agitated and fidgety now.
Making some hand gestures. Let's see. He's making another turn here. We're just listening to the radio traffic as well with the CHP and the other black and white units that are directly behind this pickup truck. All right, still continuing through the residential area. It looked like that, he was ready to get out of the vehicle, but then immediately closed the driver door and continued going here. Still in the Pomona area.
Right, well, that's why it's viewer discretion advised. We're on a replay right now, Ranger on our third chase, but there was a live chase earlier.
Going in that general direction once again. And let's see if he makes another turn.
This is a viewer discretion advised chase.
Still staying in the same residential area, just not on the street where he was planning to possibly exit the pickup truck just a few minutes ago. Looked like we had a couple units on the street corner there. I'm not entirely sure if they threw out a spike strip. It was a little difficult to see whether or not they attempted to throw out a spike strip to slow him down. But he is picking up some speed here, about 40 miles
They tried
an hour
everything, man.
through the residential
This
area.
is
So,
a psycho
hopefully we
who's
don't see any,
targeting cars,
pedestrians out on the road
just going
right
through
away. Back
intersections
out
that
on Mission
doing
Boulevard,
60 miles an
southbound.
hour, like
Let's
doesn't
see if he
care,
can
just
make
on a
his way
mission.
back towards the freeway where he exited just a short while ago. And stand by 1 second here. Okay, so we got one CHP that's directly behind. We got at least two units of the CHP directly behind this pickup as he's making his way down Mission Boulevard back towards the 60. And we'll find out here in just a moment whether or not
60 freeway has been busy police
not.
chases today.
And he's going to make another
60 in
turn
the
here
live chase earlier, 60 on the freeway
Phillips
here.
Drive,
It's the
on
main
Mission
main
Boulevard.
highway headed towards the Inland Empire here
And
in
we're not
Los
seeing
Angeles.
as,
It's kind of a mini
as
downy,
erratic driving as
but
we did
front right
earlier.
is
Again, he
is
did,
wrecked. The
have
fender
the
as
animal
well
that was
as
in
the tire
pickup
from
truck
that
did either fall or
purposeful,
was
I
thrown
am
from the
willing to
truck.
say purposeful targeting
Hopefully
of that
animal's okay.
vehicle at the red light. And it's going to be a little choppy here for a couple of minutes
Going to be
because we're all the way out in Diamond Bar, I believe, yeah. But stay with us because I promise it's coming. No spoiler.
all right. Sadly, it must be these turns.
Look at that. Look at that, guys. I mean, that person was pulling out into the intersection and missed him by just didn't feel like targeting that person at that very time. These are both, you missed it, Ranger. You missed, thankfully.
Ooh!
Boom.
Head-on crash with this red car on
Destroyed
the overpass
at
of
about
the,
60.
I believe that's the, let's see here.
What was the speed he
It's
was
gonna be
doing
the overpass
before?
here of the freeway. CHP is,
Let's see the speed. He's doing 75 at this very moment. 75 before he... Oh, now down to 60. Head-on crash.
head-on crash with this
No,
red car
there's,
on the
it was the right
overpass
tire.
of the,
He yanked it
I believe
to the
that's
left.
the,
It could have been
let's see
either
here.
or, but
Could be
based on the
overpass
behavior
here
from
of the
before,
freeway. CHP
to me, it was
is,
intentional.
now taking cover behind the car with guns drawn. We'll widen out here just to be safe, make sure we don't show anything that's not appropriate here.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it here because they... the good news is the driver in the red vehicle does get out and is able to walk away from that. But the suspect, is unconscious in the front seat currently. So I'm going to skip all of the... I'm just going to take you to the conclusion here so you can see. Also, viewer discretion advised on this one.
The driver's side door, and they'll try and pull him out.
There's Doge. Big Doge. Very big Doge. They were going to send the Doge through the tire. Or, not through the tire. They're going to send the Doge through the window. But you can see the blood pouring onto the concrete.
One way or another.
You see that streak by the white line? That's his blood. So he got wrecked, but he ended up also surviving this. So when I told you these chases were graphic and you elected to stay to watch them, you were warned. I let you many opportunities to leave. Yeah, the dog wants revenge for the dog that got thrown out of the car at the beginning of the chase.
Agency will get him first, but there's CHP here as well as Rialto PD, where we believe this
dog.
may have
It was on the streets.
as well as Pomona PD,
It was on the
which is where we are
streets
now,
that
on
this
Mission
guy was a
Boulevard,
dog
just
thrower.
over the 71. But you can see the suspect, bleeding from the head.
Yeah,
here
I mean,
after that
I'm not worried
crash.
about the.
And it looks like they're going to turn him on his side. And they're going to
That's enough there.
get him.
But there's no
basically secured so that
nothing
the
to worry
fire
about from
department
a
can safely
terms of service standpoint. But that's the stream. That was the two chases from earlier that we missed. On that note, people, You asked, you received.